This is Real Madrid. Will it work? Only time will tell. That whole game was poorly managed by Alonso. Everything was on him. 100%.
Okay.
100% on him. So it's a one-off. Why you watch my face like that?
All right.
They talk like Alonso be some god manager where you know go fit make mistake again. Alonso. Hey, Sunday you go collect.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Malam Go podcast by Betway, the best football podcast on the continent. And the comments are proof of it. Last week was explosive. Our Nigeria episode, the Nigerians didn't like that. They say we should come out for there. You are true. They say you accuse them of match fixing. So, you know, they come sue you.
If you are true or if you true, you talk that.
But two of them.
On what?
Is there
Well, we said that because they had full knowledge of the regulations and how CAF was going to.
Yes, they say you like.
No, let me tell them why they don't know what they are saying.
Uh-huh.
They said if they won against Zimbabwe,
Yes.
they would have been top of the group.
Yes.
Okay. At the time of that game against Zimbabwe, South Africa had not been deducted 3 points. South Africa had not yet. At the time of that game against Zimbabwe, there was no way if they had beaten Zimbabwe, they would have gone top. Beating Zimbabwe to go top is on hindsight, knowing that with the final point they accumulated post South Africa drawing against Lesotho and South Africa losing those 3 points, they could have they won against Zimbabwe, could have gone top. But at the time of the game, their best shot was finishing second.
Okay.
And they knew that if they finish, and I say it again, and that is not to say it's a smartness on your part to have played by the rules. If the rule says that you are going to be deducted the points you had against the last place team, and you managed to have least points against the last place team, are you not smarter than the team that got more points against the last place team? So how am I praising you for being smart and you be angry that I'm saying you are smart, or you want me to say you are not smart? I thought it was smart. Look, the problem is with the rule.
Yeah.
The problem is not Nigeria.
Exactly. So I don't know why the Nigerians.
So having played to the rule, and to say that if they won against Zimbabwe, they were top of the group, that's hindsight.
No, our issue was not with Nigeria.
No. Even though Nigeria qualifying be some way, the main issue is not with you.
The rules.
Hey, that's so. It's like only Nigerian people that watch the show.
Yes.
Big shouts to our brothers in Nigeria. Big shouts. Big shouts.
No, that's what tells me that there are so many Nigerian audience on the podcast.
Absolutely,
they
we love
just
them.
remain apathetic without comment until they think
it hits them.
But so, I love the reactions. Very educated views, on the subject matter. I love people who were able to quote specific references from the past. There was a guy who wrote thesis. And you could
very long,
but he made sense to that, even though I disagree with it.
Yeah.
But and I love that. I mean, more of it. Don't just simply say you disagree.
Also, let's know your thoughts.
Let's know why you disagree.
Your perspective. Very important.
It was lovely.
Anyway, guys, so that's that. But the Odoi and the Nketia video, it's past 20K now.
People cooked that and Gaza. Last week, the cooking we collect.
But it's good. It's good, man. And listen, coach couldn't be here because the man has a bad flu. We need to give him time to go and rest. But today
there's some bug in the air, so be careful.
Yeah, no, it is there.
Last week Friday,
it's there. Yeah, it is there. You also had it on Friday.
Last Friday, catch me.
Match day 3 of the UEFA Champions League. 71 goals in 18 games. That is ridiculous. That is the highest scoring match day in the history of the Champions League. Tuesday recorded what? I think 3 games had over
Tuesday
6 goals. Tuesday.
Yeah, it had the record.
It had 43 goals, I believe.
Yes, 43 goals from, I think, 9 games.
9 games,
43 goals from 9 games. Before that, the most impressive was in January. I think 21st January, when we had about 62. But that was over 21 games. That was the final day of the league phase.
Okay.
Tuesday was the most recorded for a single day.
Wow.
With that few games. Because it was just 9 games. And we had 43 goals.
Yeah. Overall, 71 goals from 18 matches. And there's a pick of a lot. So we will go through some of those games as quickly as possible because we want every fan to feel something. So we will talk about the Barcelona game. We'll talk about the Real Madrid-Juve match. We'll talk about Liverpool's game. Liverpool now finally returning to winning ways after 5 games.
Yep.
We will talk about Arsenal crushing Atletico Madrid. And then we'll talk about maybe Chelsea's teenagers if we have a bit of time. So basically, those are the games that we'll try and highlight, and maybe what Wigman's team. I don't know. Wigman.
Oh yeah, Tony, yeah.
Wigman's team. All right, guys. The day started with Tuesday started with the Barca game.
Yeah.
Obviously, they won that particular game by 6-1 against Olympiacos. I mean, it was a very interesting game of football. Even though Barca won very convincingly, the red card kind of took a bit of shine away from even the performance itself, because it's made it very difficult to really assess whether or not that was a superlative performance. But you can't take away the highlight stories from that game. And the highlight stories are two players, in my opinion. Fermin Lopez with that hat-trick and Rashi with his brace. Sicho, the conversation is that Rashford has finally found a home and he feels so settled. And, what is so funny? You saw the finishes.
It's not funny to me.
So you
I'm blushing.
You are blushing. You are blushing. You are blushing. Yes, you're correct.
Thanks. When the Rashford transfer happened,
Yeah.
I was here.
Yes.
Same spot.
Yes.
And I said that I understood why Hansi Flick was looking for Rashford, because he had, prior to Rashford signing, looked for Luis Diaz and Nico Williams. And coach and Danny K were sitting here, and coach was like,
I'm fat.
Now, I said again that if Rashford goes to Barca, he would never be the main player at Barca. And that is how he can thrive. When Rashford has thrived in any Man United team, before he thrived or before he got going, he was never really the main man of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Or when he has played well at England, he has never been the main man.
Others need to take the pressure.
But he can be a good player as part of a functioning unit. At United, at some point, Man United were seeing Rashford as our go-to man. We are building a team around Rashford. He doesn't have that personality.
That temperament.
He doesn't have it. That's not a player. So it's another player Man United misprofiled, misused, didn't judge his quality well. And he has the tendency to be inconsistent. But you see, when he's not the main man, his inconsistencies won't affect the team, because Lamine Yamal or the other players will consistently give the results and goods to Man United. But what Rashford will be chipping in will be significant. So for me, as for the Rashford matter, I've always said Man United didn't know the quality, the kind of player they had and how to use the player. They thought too highly of him as a leader, a main guy. He's not that kind of player. Now at Barca, he's never the main man. Because he will play with Pedri, Frankie de Jong, Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, Rafinha. They are the guys.
Top guys.
They are the guys. But Rashford will be important because he has tools in his game that every top player needs to have. Pace. He can score.
Yes.
He can run in behind. His timing of his runs are... If Rashford is making a late run for a ball over the top or through, he's one of the best players at it. If Rashford was playing for Real Madrid last season, the Mbappe offside he had against Barca, Rashford scores about 3 of those goals. You barely catch Rashford. His timing of his runs are good. So I said that Rashford at Barcelona, I can understand the thinking and how well he would do. So I was laughing and smiling because those who watch the podcast would have remembered what I said about Rashford and wouldn't be surprised.
We had a long debate. Yeah.
They wouldn't be surprised about the successes. So I'm not surprised that this season, it's exactly what is happening. He can stay wide and stretch the pitch. He can come in short. He can go down the middle. The ball can come over the top for him. And I think that he's also, fitting into something Barca is doing in attack. His short passing is a lot better. He's combining better with short, quick passing and movements around. So yeah, I think that so far, so good for Marcus Rashford. He won't score in every game, but he'll be an important player for Barca to have because he can be dangerous on his day. And even when he's off, they have other players to step up. At United, if Rashford doesn't step up, Martial Wassan, Anthony Wassan, Wimby Hoyland Wassan, Zegzi Wassan. And before that, who? Nobody really.
Yeah.
So I think
good for him.
I think it's good for him. But look,
4 goals and 1 assist. Yeah, go on.
On the in the Barca game,
Yes.
I don't think Barca play well.
Boss, the 1-6-1.
Yeah, and it can be deceptive. You mentioned the red card played a big part to it.
Was it a red card? So was it a second yellow?
I think it was too soft for a second yellow.
I mean,
Especially when you, the referee, know
come
that
on.
second yellow leads to a red card. You see, look, when you listen to experienced referees, and more recently, Mark Klassenberg has been doing a lot of podcasts and he's been saying a lot of very sensible things. The humanity of the game is more important than the strict law. The person is on the yellow card and has committed a foul. Not every foul is a yellow card.
Of course.
However, if the person is on a yellow card and has committed a foul that is not a blatant yellow card, that subjectively you can decide to give a yellow card. It means you can subjectively also decide not to give a yellow card, knowing that it leads to a red card and it takes something away from the game. If he didn't give a yellow card for the second offense, nobody in this world raised any eyebrow.
True.
That tells you
Not
it
one person.
It wasn't a cast in stone yellow card.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that for me
That's
is
actually well explained.
It's a referee in this. You know, when you're a referee and you go into the game, you have to understand and feel.
Yeah.
You have to understand and feel the game. But I thought, but generally I think that, look, it's against Olympiacos. Yet they were still almost finding ways of causing problems for Barca's high line and lack of pressing. And we've said it over and over again. If you want to play a high line, you can't afford not to close down quickly. You see, it's not always about pressing to win the ball, but it's about pressing so that they can't play the ball over the top easily. Because any ball that is properly played over the top, you are likely to concede a chance. So I don't think generally Barca played well, but Barca were clinical. They were clinical. The chances that came, they made the most. Look, Fermin Lopez, I would play him every day ahead of Dani Olmo.
Yeah.
Every single day ahead of Dani Olmo.
I'm surprised that they considered selling him to Chelsea in the summer.
They didn't consider. Chelsea asked and Chelsea even said no, so they knew the player.
Yeah, I said I only mentioned consider because like it was
in the news, but Barca they didn't consider. No, Chelsea know the player. I think I don't even know if Chelsea.
Now I understand why they wanted him.
No, it's a quality player.
But you pick him over Dani Olmo.
Who? I'll pick Fermin Lopez over Dani Olmo.
He is more available than Olmo is. And there's not a great deal of difference. I think
with more rhythm and more game time, he presses a lot better than Dani Olmo. And again, because this Barca fronts 3, fronts 4, they don't press as well. And it's affecting their game. Lewandowski doesn't have the legs. Lamine Yamal doesn't work hard enough. But nobody said because on the ball is brilliant. And now you have Rashford. So at this time, when Rafinha was playing, you could have Rafinha doing some of the pressing, a lot of it. And sometimes when Ferran Torres plays. But in this time, that they don't have Rafinha and you've got Lewandowski and you've got now Rashford, who is playing well, so you consider playing him. I play Fermin Lopez. One, he presses off the ball. His work rate is a lot better. I think it's more clinical and it's a lot more decisive.
More clinical than Dani Olmo.
I think so. Except that we've seen a lot of Dani Olmo. Yeah, we've seen so much too. Dani Olmo is not young. We only saw Fermin Lopez 2 seasons ago. We've seen so much of Dani Olmo. We have it in our mind, but Dani Olmo is sometimes, in my opinion, indecisive.
That guy's finisher, huh?
If Dani Olmo was a bit more decisive, he would have scored a lot more goals. I've seen Olmo have a chance that he can shoot at once and he wants to 10 and the chance is gone. I've seen Olmo see a pass, play the ball through, he wants to overthink it. He's a brilliant footballer, but I think there are extras in his game that unfortunately he hasn't carried out. And maybe that stems from the fact that at Leipzig, he was the guy. Everything ran through him and he could think for the team. And I think even in Spain, I think he affects his game sometimes. Fermin Lopez is not indecisive, even though he's very young. He's very clinical. He has more tenacity to his game. And so now I would play him over Olmo, also because of the other players available to Barca and the way they lack the press and intensity high up the pitch. So yeah, I think that I'll play Olmo. But ultimately, Barca got the job done. It was important they did because over the weekend again, they didn't play well. They had to wait till the end for Araujo to score. So lots of goals being scored means that it can be momentum shift for them.
Yeah.
But Hansi Flick himself will look at that game and be thinking that even though they won by that number of goals, it wasn't necessarily the performance that he thought he needed.
That would have put Europe on notice, is what you're saying.
That is why nobody, this season, after last season, coming into this season Champions League, everybody was thinking Barca could be that team. But at the start of the season, at the start of the Champions League,
especially after the PSG loss.
After the PSG loss, like everybody's looking at Barca again, and even how they started La Liga, they are winning game. Nobody really sees them, putting teams off like they were doing last season.
Yeah.
So I think Barca needs some improvement to do.
I think on the Barca conversation we can move on unless somebody else wants to, because we have so many games to get through. Actually, I want you to talk about Wigman. Charlie, what's going on? Okay, red card. All right, one red card. Then your team completely collapses. By Wigman, I'm referring to Antonio Conte, by the way. Napoli. Before somebody comes. PSV Eindhoven. I don't think they've ever won by this much in their history, and against the Italian champions. That was a bit embarrassing, no?
Look, if you want to make the excuse of the red card, what about last weekend?
Right. So what's going on there?
What about the 2 games before the international break? I think Conte is struggling to fit all of the new pieces into his team together. And he's trying to blame it on everyone else but himself. Which for me is unacceptable because you cannot flip-flop. Last year, at the beginning of last year, he nearly quit the job. He gave Aurelio De Laurentiis an ultimatum that if he did not invest into the team, he was going to walk away. Then he got Marcus Rashford. Then he got Billing. Then he got the former...
He didn't get Rashford.
Sorry.
He means Hoyland.
McTominay.
No, McTominay.
Last season.
Yeah, last season. McTominay, he got Billing. And then he got the...
Billing came
Brighton.
in January.
Before that, the Brighton midfielder,
Billy Gilmore,
and a few other options who helped him to be able to rejig the squad. And you see, that is where I thought that the signings they made were brilliant. Because while they were not necessarily world-class players, they were functional players that were good enough and allowed him to be tactically malleable. So he could switch from his back 3 to a 4-3-3. And its variation, sometimes 4-2-3-1 with McTominay just playing off the striker, but with the freedom to go into the box and then return when the team is not in possession. So that balance sort of worked for them. This summer, Aurelio De Laurentiis didn't want any more of threats and ultimatums and warnings. He signs 9 players for you.
That is a lot of
You
players.
did not complain too much about the quality. You did not complain about the number. But when you are unable to get a tune out of the players, then Conte starts complaining that the 9 players are too many.
At what point did he?
At what point did he see that? And that's why I'm saying that if you didn't complain at the time the signings were being made, you didn't complain about the quality, you didn't complain about the numbers, then this is not the time. You can ask for more time, and say that the new players that you have got, it will take a while for the team to maybe get in sync, for all of the players to get into the wavelength, for you to be able to figure out what sort of combinations would work for you, right? Especially on that right. What are the combinations that will represent balance for the team so that the attack does not look lopsided? What are the combinations? What does Kevin De Bruyne's addition to that midfield mean to someone like Zambo Anguissa? What does it mean to Scott McTominay? Because McTominay can no longer have the same license that Kevin De Bruyne is used to. The license that
to his credit, he scored 2. He still got the 2 goals.
He still got the 2 goals for them. But I'm just saying that all of those are little things that he needs to figure out. And every right-thinking person or objective mind will be fair enough to admit that these changes will take time. So if you come from that angle and say that, you know what, give me time to figure this out and we will still be competitive while at it. I don't think even in Turin or in Naples, anyone has started rioting already for you to then adopt that siege mentality and start pointing accusing fingers at others.
It's almost like his second season at Chelsea, where they signed so many players, and yet he went into the season complaining that
he is deliberately throwing a spanner in the works.
Yeah.
And you see, usually he starts off like this, and then he starts calling for the sack by saying that, well, if you're not happy with me, sack me.
Yeah.
You see,
I actually thought he was going to walk away at the end of last season, especially given the episode they had in January with Kvaratskhelia leaving to Paris Saint-Germain and still somehow managed to win the league.
And
I was genuinely surprised that he stayed.
Yes, they got him the additions that he wanted. So look, as for
Do you think
Conte,
he will survive the season?
I think he will. If he wants to, he will.
Okay.
Like, if the thing about Conte, he can get bored very quickly. He can get
start wearing tracksuit for the rest of the season.
And then he will start speaking in a language that is very corrosive. Like, to the point where everybody feels like, you know what, let's just end this and then go. Not necessarily because the team has been so bad or because anyone genuinely feels he's not capable of turning things around. He is still tactically very good. But the demons are in his head. When he gets to that point where he doesn't want to do the job again, this is how he starts. And unfortunately, no one is even complaining or talking about a crisis. He's starting it all by himself.
Interesting.
This weekend, we're going to have big games in the Serie A. The weeks after that, there will be games that you can profit from if you can find consistency. Because the Serie A
you talk about big games. They are hosting Inter.
Yeah.
This weekend.
Yeah, but I'm saying that the Serie A is still very young.
Yeah.
There will be opportunities for you to take advantage of it.
But I think that's the problem. I know Conte, he has his problems. But I think with this Napoli team, he just doesn't have enough. Yes, they brought in some signings, but they were not ready to compete in Serie A and also do well in Champions League. And you would
then
say,
why is he complaining that the numbers are too many?
The numbers are too many, the quality is not great. And here's the reason.
Okay.
In the Champions League, he plays Inter this weekend.
Yes.
But he didn't have enough to rest some of his more important players for the Champions League against PSG. Now, after Napoli...
Does he have the luxury though?
Okay,
because Napoli are not some team that should go to PSV thinking they can rest players and go and win.
And no, but Napoli have won Scudetto twice in the last 3 years.
Yes.
Now, if you want to step up the level, they need to give the manager some tools to be able to do the competition, the two competitions. So he couldn't rest some of his best players. And now he's going to play against an Inter team that is looking like
levels ahead already.
So when Conte complains a bit about, yes, the numbers and look, and some of the players they signed, they only made them permanent deals. The McTominay deal, they brought Billy Gilmore, they made it permanent. Phil Billing, they made it permanent. Like they've signed some players on permanent. They were there last season. They've only made them permanent deal this season. Mm-hmm. So to be honest, I know Conte, and I've said it. Conte won't do well in midweek. But this Napoli team, it is not a team that can combine the two competition.
Otherwise,
that's typical Conte.
That's what I was going to.
Wait. My point is, it is true. When Conte was at Juve, he had a team good enough to have done the two. He couldn't do it. At Chelsea, the same. At Inter, the same. But even that Inter team, we took them all the way to the Europa League final. They lost Lukaku's. They lost. But of course, that wasn't the level of Inter Milan they should have. To Sevilla, they lost to Sevilla, but everybody loses to Sevilla.
Now, in the Europa League.
Yeah, everybody will lose to Real Madrid, they'll lose to Sevilla in the Europa League. Baby, Europa League.
Except you are Chelsea.
And also,
yeah, Chelsea doesn't lose Europa League games.
Have you played to Sevilla? Have you played Sevilla in the final?
Chelsea have played two Europa League finals.
Have you faced Sevilla in the final?
They've played Conference League final one. They've won both.
We are missing Sevilla.
Yeah, we didn't ask them not to reach the final.
Okay, that's all. So my point is...
Bottom line is we have 100 out of 100.
Yeah, my point is, I feel sorry for Conte because this Conte midweek thing is hanging over his head.
Competitions thing.
It's true when you look at everything. But for this Napoli team, I think it's the only one team
where you can excuse
that he can have an excuse, except that for so long, you don't know if you do.
Charlie.
So why they can't make excuses for this?
The counter argument to that is two. The first one you've explained.
You don't have a squad to combine the two. They beat you 6.
That was what I was getting.
I get it.
There are some fixtures that you get.
You
don't make excuses.
If you lost against PSG or Chelsea or Bayern,
you can understand. But it's
PSV, come on.
And I get that.
Also, I don't think anyone in Naples in that boardroom is asking him to compete on both fronts.
No, but after the competition, they want him to get through the league phase. That is, I think at the start of the season, they mentioned something like they want to go into local competition and still compete.
Yeah, the
least, still compete.
The least you expect from Napoli team is to get to
I get that, but I'm saying that you have.
You don't get there by losing these kinds of games.
I know, but I'm saying that you have looked at the fixture schedule. You know which big games in Serie A come immediately after Champions League games, and you know which are the winnable games. In the Champions League that do not correspond or coincide with the week where you have big games in the Serie A. You then have to pick and choose which of those games are important to you. Because look, it is not every week where they have a big game that they are going to play a Champions League before.
Okay.
You get me?
Fair enough.
There could be a way around this. I just don't like the way he started doing this thing early because when Conte starts like this, we always know how this is going to end.
You've lost Kvaratskhelia. Go and bring in player Noah Lang.
Charlie,
it will never be his fault.
DK, before we talk about Arsenal, briefly on, we'll take a small detour to the champions. My brother.
But that match was unfair.
Why they had two red cards?
That
Two
match-
red cards were like how
The
many
only
minutes
thing-
apart? Like 5-7 minutes
In
apart,
fact,
right?
low-key, the only thing pain me say Ten Hag was
Wasn't in the dugout.
that's the only thing that hit me.
But you fool.
If I get far,
See.
like if the Ten Hag they sit there, they
He's a very
corner
lucky
them.
guy.
If the Ten Hag they
But
sit there, they-
you know, I think PSG do they not look like they are capable of? They still look like the best team
no, they are really
in
good.
the Champions League this season.
And to be frank, the last round of matches, they answered a big question. Most of us thought they had a first 11. If anything happens to one of their key players, trouble.
Bro, that's the biggest
But-
performance I've seen.
5,
Mayulu.
Boga.
The
And they went to
youngsters that
Barca,
Enrique
and
is
then they
bringing
won.
into the team and the
So-
havoc they are causing.
Or if you say them, okay, I want to ask that. Would you say
Charlie,
Barca were even great? Many teams to get one better.
No, look. The point is, when you've had that first 11, 13 players play
For so long.
it's very difficult for any team. Look, there are teams we've seen with incredible quality. But somebody gets injured, another player comes in. You know the
That's
player
not
is
the same.
supposed to be good, but
That
it's just
doesn't
not
work.
working. When you build that synergy over time, it's very difficult for. And you took out 6 players from that.
And it was a half fit fitty.
Bro,
the
brought him
Mbaye
in
kid
and
that played against Barca is 17 years old.
Yeah. Mbaye.
Ibrahim Mbaye. Mayulu is 18 or 19.
they are
Babies.
kids. Nobody are ballers.
They
But-
beat Barcelona comfortably.
Charlie.
Away from home.
And then to be frank, Leverkusen have their own issues. But
Yeah, they do. A lot of issues.
plenty issues.
A lot of issues.
But see,
The coach they have brought also.
it doesn't matter.
He's better than Ten Hag.
He's better than Hagi. Simple. The issue is, and the fact is, that performance away at the Bay Arena, it was crazy. And this PSG team, is this sort of games that somebody else will go there and win it 3-1?
Yes.
But they are statement wins.
Yeah.
So whoever is coming next is
But
now.
do
afraid.
susu.
And it's very, thank you. It's very important when you win the competition and there are still question marks. It's very important for you to give off performances like that. Because when the red card came, I thought, then Zabani goes to get second yellow card. Basically, in minutes, he's like,
No, I should say.
No, it was just like 5 minutes apart.
Enrique told us, say, Zabani,
Get off.
Get off. Let's
Get off.
play fair.
So if you ship them, we know that we ship them good. But look, they are a damn good team. This PSG.
Did they play a lot better without Zabani?
I was going to say that.
They played as though
No, to be frank,
they played as if the spaces that had opened because of the 10-10 it was to the advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The red card was 6 minutes apart. So it didn't really have, and there was no goal scored during that period.
Yeah.
Like, so
At 10-10, the pitch was bigger.
Yeah.
And they made it
you
bigger.
Bab,
That's
do
true.
it.
That's true.
Hey, but Nuno Mesh.
No, he didn't be baller. Actually, no.
Nuno Mesh.
He be baller.
Yo, maybe we call witness.
Charlie. Anyway, so PSG, our idea on top. But let's talk
Are
about
they still the team to beat?
like about that's still the team to
No,
beat.
we are coming to talk about the team.
Before that,
Arsenal.
one thing I have loved about them, and is the reason I hope they retain the Champions League. They are returning us to the period where the team that wins the Champions League is by some distance the best team in Europe.
Which is have you had a team in the Champions that is not the best team in Europe?
Why are you looking at my face?
A lot of the times,
Why
Madrid
are you
have won
looking
it.
at my face?
This thing you
Yeah,
talk
a lot of the times Madrid have won it. They have not been by distance the best.
when City won it. Nancy, when City won, they were the best team in Europe.
True.
I said by
2023.
some distance because that final was close.
The
If you
final
go back-
was close.
Yes, if you go back to the years that Barca were winning the Champions League, there was light and day between them and the next best. That is not in doubt. PSG have started giving off those vibes.
Which year did Madrid win that they were not by far the best team in Europe?
The last Champions League final they won.
Against
The
Dortmund.
Dortmund.
Who was better?
Not the finalists, but Dortmund were not the second best team in Europe.
No, they don't need to be the second best, but who in that competition that year was better than Real Madrid?
That's
You're
a
saying-
fair
you're
question.
saying-
Or the
Maybe Man City.
Ronaldo. No, I want to know which
You
Real
are saying
Madrid won.
you are saying something different.
Mhm.
The only thing I can say in your support is that I felt like, in fact, in 2022, Man City were the better team in Europe.
They were the best team.
I'm not even.
No, I'm saying in which year? I want to know which year.
I said 2022.
We're saying two different things. I'm saying that.
But Madrid won. That's the.
I'm saying that it's been a while that we saw a team win the Champions League, and they were the best team by some distance.
That's a fair thing to say.
Yes.
No, but I'm saying that
you can say
you are saying that it's not been that long because in 2023,
no.
City were that team.
I'm talking about the distance between them and the next best team.
But who was the next best team?
That's the point, because Tito mentioned the Madrid-Dortmund game. And you said Dortmund wasn't the next best team, but they were in the final.
In the year they made the final, I think there's a good case of arguing that PSG were stronger than them.
Wait, but the people said the next best team last season wasn't Inter but Barca. My point is...
And was there light and day between PSG and Barca last season?
I don't think they were light and day.
There wasn't.
And we will never know. The point is, that is competition football. Or knockout football. You will never know.
Fair enough, but the team that won it, that we are beginning to see shit.
What about Chelsea against Man City? The year Chelsea won it.
That's my answer to that is why I further clarified that we are beginning to see a
Chelsea were by far better.
That's why I further clarified that.
So they may Mount Kai Havertz in N'Golo Conte. N'Golo Conte was man of the match for like from knockout stages. Knockout stages, like he beats everybody
semi-final,
I'm telling you,
they were unbeatable.
Chelsea didn't have a great start to the season that year. But they were not necessarily doing well in the
domestically. Yes.
But when Thomas Tuchel came,
you guys
they were the best team in the world.
Representing me. I have not said the team that won it were not the best team.
No, you are using your feelings to describe
no.
Yeah,
When you bring the Chelsea example, you are literally saying that another team was better, but Chelsea won it. That's not what I've said.
That's what I said.
No, they're saying Chelsea was the best team. That's what they're saying.
As soon as Thomas Tuchel tagged that team,
but they're saying
from their first draw.
That time was they were far better than Man City.
That's what they're saying.
Yes. They beat Man City 4 times in the final.
No, you were not following them. That's what they're saying.
Forget for round of 61, it's a Chelsea. Nobody can do it.
I was on Max FM. I was on Max FM. Those who are watching know. I was on Max FM.
That is not in doubt.
Tuchel came.
I have not challenged the fact that they were better.
Yes.
But you cannot tell me that Chelsea were far better than Man City that season. By what metric?
They beat them twice before the final.
They were better.
3 times before the final.
That means they were better.
They were by far.
How does the better team lose 3 times in a row?
Chelsea. Since Tuchel took over that season, they beat them in
FA Cup and Champions League.
And it wasn't even close.
No.
I'm telling you, I remember vividly because I remember I was on Max fan at the time. I told people that, look, what I've seen of this Conte team is the most balanced team I had seen in a while. They don't attack, they don't defend.
You were there.
Oh, you said they would win. Coach said that he would become a Chelsea fan.
And I said
and they won, and he became a Chelsea fan.
That can beat Chelsea.
Yes, Wano was on the show. He said if Chelsea wins, he go resign.
Yes.
That was round of 16 too. After Tuchel comes, we don't want that boy.
They were not conceding chances.
They were the most balanced. They don't create too many chances, but they will win.
Yes.
I forget that Chelsea team.
I haven't forgotten.
They bought me past.
I just don't.
I said one of the things if I remember correctly, one of the more profound things everybody used was that you can't beat Pep Guardiola 3 times in the same season.
Yes.
So you beat them twice already.
It was a space of like 2 months.
Quick. It was a space of like. It was a quickie.
Anyway, let's talk about a team that has laid down the gauntlet. Arsenal's performance against Atletico Madrid.
Arsenal.
Bro.
Why did you not use Arsenal today?
Guys, it was a statesman victory as good as they come. They conceded one chance. In fact, Raya made one save in 90 minutes, and Atletico, otherwise known to be defensively solid, collapsed. Simeone.
That was Raya's first save in 3 matches.
That is a myth.
No,
it's not
I said yes.
It's not
it's a myth. In fact, I have the numbers to back your point. So now it's a myth. Because since they won the league in 2021, they haven't been defensive since. They've been conceding 40 plus goals in this 38 league seasons.
Creating a high volume of chances.
Oh, yeah. So I get it. But still, I mean, even if Arsenal were expected to win, okay, maybe 2-0, right? Because Arsenal are fond of keeping clean sheets. So maybe also 1-0, they would make it like they did over the weekend in the Premier League. And in the goals came in the space of how many minutes? Like 17 minutes or so, like second half minutes.
8 minutes.
8 minutes,
No,
second half minutes.
The first
quick.
13 minutes.
13.
13.
Yeah.
All the 4 goals came in 13 minutes.
Thank you.
1-3.
Bro, Luis Kelly. Oh, God. How like, how much should we read into this Arsenal victory against Atletico?
At the start of the season, we said the squad had depth. I was waiting for that easy transfer. And once
What a game he had.
Arteta's got it over the line. Look, if you've watched Arsenal this season in the Premier League, Calafiori is one of the best players in the Premier League this season.
He's the best left back in the Premier League. People say Kuya, but I still think it's
Full
Calafiori now.
stop. But if you've watched Arsenal in the Champions League also, when Miles Kelly plays,
Different
it's
vibe.
like the level is different player, but the standard is the same. And for me, this is how you win championships. Also, that match we watched wasn't a 4-0 game. It wasn't a 4-0 game in the sense that Arsenal didn't completely dominate. They didn't play Atletico out of the park. Thing was, Atletico got their shots. Atletico are not really threatening in terms of shot action XG. But in terms of scenarios, there were some dangerous moments that they created. Poor decision making allowed it to fizzle out. Or let me say, good defending. Some of it was just sweet positioning from the Arsenal defenders, and then they will force you to make the foolish pass, and then the chance is over. But that again is credit to Arsenal because of proper defensive organization. But Arsenal were ruthlessly efficient.
Yeah.
The thing wasn't even chances. Like their goals were not proper chances. I think the only one I'll say is the Martinelli goal, where that pass was there. But like, if he miss it, I will not come for the back top. But aside that, they were not chances. These set piece opportunities, like they were crazy efficient. And it reminded me of last season. Last season, 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, I believe that this team they're on the cusp of winning something big. But it's just the small, minute details that let them down. Last season, if you remember, the first leg against Madrid, it was a very balanced game. Arsenal scored one and they smelled blood and they went quick.
Yeah. And the way they scored, Seth, 2 free kicks.
2 free kicks.
You can't legislate for, like you can't account for it.
And 2 free kicks.
No goalkeeper can save.
Nobody can save.
Yes, 2 free kicks. Quick.
Merino asked
the third.
Just to kill it off. And I said at the start of this season, after the Liverpool game, it was worrying me that if you want to win championships, you have to be like a shark. You need to smell the blood.
PSG.
You need to know when the opposition is
It's there for the taking, yeah.
and quickly capitalize.
Statement.
They didn't do it against Liverpool. And I said it then, that this Liverpool team, Boba, 4 in a row they've collected.
On hindsight, this Liverpool team they could have done it.
Arsenal should have beaten
Was
them.
there?
The Man City game also got me pissed because on paper, you beat City. Yeah, look, City were booming the whole second half. Shows you that Pep was afraid.
You equalized and then you thought you had arrived.
So this last couple of weeks have been a real encouragement for me.
Since that Newcastle game.
Yes, that Newcastle game away from home. Tough place to go to. Came back from a goal down.
Yeah.
Turn around.
They've shown a lot of character.
A lot of character. And again, these are the sort of wins that you these are sort of statement wins that you need. Everybody's talking about whether Arsenal are ready. You go and face Atletico Madrid, a team that, in present, anybody who has watched them knows that they will threaten you. Yet, the figures showed, they had 10 shots. But there was not really a time in the game you were watching and
you thought that one of them could result in a goal.
And then you score 4.
They contained them.
You score 4. Joker didn't play well, but he ended up with 2
A
goals.
brace. And the man of the match.
And I mean, if he scores, that's his job. If he scores, they will give man of the match. So for me, these are small stepping stones. But 4 goals, they played 3 matches now, they've not conceded a goal.
Yeah.
I think this was the first shot on targets they were conceding in Champions League against...
Where hasn't been tested?
Yeah, so they are not proper clean sheets.
But this was the first shots, the first save he had made in 3 matches.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm saying, so they are not proper clean sheets.
Yeah.
They are not...
not
He has to be tested enough.
And I think all season they
according to the
considered 3
people-
goals. Only one from open
Only
play.
one from open play.
God
So
damn.
2 set pieces, the Sobotlai and who scored the other one?
The
The Newcastle
one.
Watermelon.
The corner kick. Watermelon.
Yeah.
Wow.
So for me, I'm happy. I'm happy because, again, when you are chasing the Premier League, you need as much breathing room as possible. And I really did not want Arsenal to go and play those 2 unnecessary games at the start of next year. If you finish outside the top 8, you are most likely to play there. Now they faced their 2 home games they've won. The Athletic Bilbao game away from home on paper looked like a difficult game. They've got it under their
Easy.
belt. The Atletico and Arsenal is a 2A teams. Like they are the top 8 teams seeded from the same pot. They faced and they won 4-0. So it's very essential. I genuinely think 2 more wins and they are done. I think 2 more wins. If you get that's what I'm 12 waiting.
It's 8 games overall, right? If they win 5 matches, they should be true.
Yes, they should be true. So you do the work as quickly as possible, so that when you are going into that Christmas break, that stretch, you can properly focus on the Premier League games, knowing that you don't necessarily need to think about what is going to happen at the start of the next season. Those 2 Champions League games that are left plus the FA Cup. You can rest players and it's very important. Look at how they fielded. Look at the squads they fielded in the Champions League this season. Martinelli has started the 3 games. He's not starting games in the Premier League.
I think he came off the bench for 1.
For 1, the first game, the one he won, the Athletic Bilbao.
Was it a Bilbao one? He won them 1 game. He came from the bench.
From the bench and he scored. Then he started the Olympiacos game. That was a Bilbao. That was the first game. Marcelli has started a couple. We are seeing him test out and in fact, I think Madueke started the first game. If not for the injury. If not for the injury. But this is a sort of game that he'll start. And you are seeing the players who are being given the opportunity instantly kicking. And that's the example I was alluding to, the PSG thing, where there's quality, but it doesn't necessarily mean that anytime you bring them on, they'll do well. And to be frank, Odegaard is injured, he's coming back. Havertz is coming back.
Gabriel Jesus
is coming back.
Crazy.
So,
he was on the bench the last time.
Yeah, he's fit now, but he's not. Yeah.
We saw Mosquera come on, look like he's
at him.
So everything is going in Arsenal's favor.
Kepa 2-day bench the monitor.
But they are not being tested, so it won't be anything.
No, to be fair, even someone like Merino, who was so critical for them last season, coming off the bench, is still a player that can do a decent job for them. He gave them a different weapon, a different style of attack last season, and he's still
which is
still an option. That's why because there's so much depth in that Arsenal squad.
I like what Mikel Arteta has done with the squad. I've always maintained that when you want to improve a squad, some of your best players from this season need to be options on the bench from last season, or some of the signings you make are not necessarily they are qualities and they'll start in several teams, but they are coming in to compete for places, and it makes the competition in the team healthy. Arsenal have got a very well functioning team. I'm still very skeptical about if they can win the big things. I still think they need to win just anything, right? If they win the Carabao Cup, it's a good place to start because Carabao Cup comes in February. Once the team has won something around that time and they are still in the FA Cup, they are still competitive in the league and the Champions League, it could be the springboard. If I'm Arteta, I'm taking that Carabao Cup seriously. Any team that has won a Carabao Cup has got some confidence or boost at least in the next 10-5 games to the end of the season because
it's good juice.
This Arsenal hasn't won anything. Like when I say this, not Arteta, the Arsenal team that won that FA Cup is not the same. This Arsenal team from the last 3 seasons has won nothing. They've been a nearly team. Just grab something, right? Don't wait for the Premier League and the Champions League when you never look. It's Champions League. You can be great. You can beat Real Madrid on a bad day, and teams have bad days. But if you get your bad day on a big day, that is the worst possible.
It's all over. And you can't get the movement back.
Yeah, it's like when Inter Milan were looking like solid. They met PSG on their worst day of the season, and then they were killed. They were killed. Yeah. PSG wins Chelsea on a day PSG can play as PSG, and they are killed. And it happens. You won't always be at your best. My problem with this Arsenal team still remains that they are not creating enough from open play. Victor Gyökeres is the center man. They're not crossing the balls to him early enough. He makes, sometimes in the box, he's picking a very good position. But the wingers will go in, come out, back, and pass the ball around. They're not, look, when you've got a striker, like what City are doing for Erling Haaland, of course, we know when you find Haaland, he will score. They need to service him a bit more. Because that's what's got more goals from set pieces than it's done from open play.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean they're actually creating chances. You see, I have a, and it's actually normal. When you look at teams who have played for a while without a recognized striker, it always takes time for them to act.
Yes.
We saw Haaland. When he came, he was scoring, but there were still conversations about
he's not contributing much to play. He's not connecting.
I think the issue with
Chelsea
Haaland
had
was
the
that
same problem with Lukaku after they won the Champions League.
We are mentioning Haaland. Don't bring that one.
It was part of
they
the
were creating, but no Wassan. Wassan, Lukaku there, Wassan. My point with Arsenal are creating decent chances, but they areas in which
they are creating for him.
Yeah.
Also, the
because
way
Saka will come in and always create for himself and score and shoot. Eze is a great guy. He gets into good point, Mourinho and everything. But I still think that if Arsenal are going to go on and win, there's something that I tweeted something yesterday, people didn't understand me, that Europe should be happy Arsenal didn't sign Osimhen.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, if Arsenal had a striker like Osimhen, we are in trouble. Because he doesn't necessarily need the chances to come, he can find them. But with Victor Gyökeres, you need to service him. And he can feed on scraps, he doesn't care. And I like his attitude because it doesn't look like having not scored goals, it's worrying him. He's still, forcing and trying. Because there'll come times in the season where you need just that one chance in the box. Over the weekend, we saw it against Fulham.
Yeah.
I don't think that's nowhere great.
Yeah.
But of course, they scored from that set piece and it's gone.
Knew that was it.
Yeah, and we all knew that was it. But there'll be games where the set piece trick might not necessarily work. And you need to create like gaping chances for the striker to miss some and score. And I still think that's Arsenal a little still too stiff. And even though it's good for them in the way they defend, I don't think offensively they are flexible enough at times. And that is why I'm still working it out to see if they are still good enough to go all the way and win the
But you see that bit, it's not because they are not capable of that level of fluidity.
So what's the issue?
It's Arteta. And that is the one thing.
I think it's a myth. Look, if you watch them, they create chances.
And you let him explain.
The thing is, they are not creating chances for Joker. Look at the Newcastle game, the first half.
Yeah.
Arsenal blew them apart. But how many of those chances fell to?
No, that's my point. That's the point I'm making.
Trossard had 2. Saka had 1.
Yeah.
But so you can't tell me the team is not fluid.
But how many games are there like that have we seen from us?
Plenty. The Leeds game.
Also, if you look at the goals by themselves, they are scoring more from set pieces than from open play, like
That's true.
Chicho has said.
That is true, but that doesn't mean they are not fluid. Do you get what I'm saying? You can't say they are not fluid.
They can be more. They can
But I
be a
still
bit
think
more
they are
fluid
stiff.
than. That's the thing.
I think Arsenal is
And you see,
look, it's not a bad thing, no.
It is because
When you say stiff, like I'm
they still play within themselves. Like they can go on extra gear. They are the sort of team
I
that
think
you
there's
look
still
at.
a bit of shackle.
Yes, they are the sort of team that they are happy to get the job
something
done.
has to give.
Some
If you are
2-0
thinking of these super
see,
defensive numbers.
They are the sort of team that are happy to take some 2-0, 3-0 compact game. If they can go 5-0, they are happy to take that 2-0. And I think it's a function of the way Arteta has set them up and conditioned that team.
Okay.
If he lets this team loose, look, just to finish here, there is I think they have everything to win multiple titles this season. I looked at the fixture list. Look, they can run away with the Premier League by January. If you look at
Massa,
you can
runs
disagree
away with the Premier League title.
Liverpool.
because
Mathematically, it wasn't, but we knew. From what Arsenal and City were doing, we knew nobody would.
the main opponents I see for Chelsea, for Arsenal are Liverpool. If you look at Arsenal's fixtures between now and January 6th, the only credible opponents they play in the Premier League are Chelsea.
Don't ask me.
Spurs are not the sort of team that should trouble this Arsenal team. So they are going to have a whole 7, if not 8 weeks in the Premier League where they literally should win every game they play.
You're saying that they are going on a record run.
There is a chance for them to go on that run because between now and January 6th, the Liverpool game is on January 7th. The only other game they will play that is a game that could test them is even that they start as favorites is away at Stamford Bridge on November 30. Even in Europe, the game that you might think might spill over into their domestic form is from that same week. So they play Spurs on 23rd November, then Bayern Munich on 26th, and then 4 days later, they play Chelsea. Apart from that, it is Brentford, Villa, Club Brugge, Wolves, Everton, Brighton, Villa, Bournemouth on January 3rd, and then on 7th, they play Liverpool. If you look at Liverpool's fixture list, they have got Real Madrid. I think right in November, they've got Real Madrid, they've got Man City, and before those 2 games, there is Aston Villa.
So comparatively tougher.
Comparatively.
Man City, say.
Also, they have got 5 points that they have to make up for between this period. And you see,
and if you look at the fixture list, there's only one. Look, if there's one thing you can stick your neck out for and say they'll drop points, it will be Liverpool.
Possibly. Look, what they've done.
The reason I'm trying to I wanted us to move on
I'm
to
saying that.
Liverpool
I'm saying
because
that. Even
there are
if
issues there.
I want to
And
ask
even if
I want to
Liverpool-
ask a very genuine question.
friends, even if
Twitter
Liverpool,
photos and this.
even if
there are
Liverpool
issues
don't
there.
drop points, even if Liverpool don't drop points, Arsenal are not exactly at full strength. Odegaard is yet to return.
Okay.
Havertz is yet to return. There are reinforcements that could take this team to
That's
another level. And around this table, everyone but Daniel has agreed that this team has still got levels that they can go to.
unlock. Okay.
No,
Because you said you wanted to ask a question.
it's a very genuine question.
I'm listening.
At the start of the season,
Yeah.
you were completely dismissive that this Arsenal team can't win the big things.
I didn't say
What
they
has
can't.
changed
It's the same thing I've
after
said.
just 10 games in this season for
I
you
have
to
not
now
changed my
write
mind.
off the teams that you genuinely
I have
believe
not changed my mind.
could win? Yeah, so why now do you
I've
think
not-
that the league will be over?
I have
by
not
January?
changed my mind about Arteta.
So
I
why
said
do you?
the
So my
reason
question
they
is,
cannot-
why do you think the league
I said
will
the
be over by
reason they
January?
may not win the big things is Arteta, and that's exactly what I'm saying. That
You are saying that.
he is coaching
You are-
with the shackles on.
You are saying that
If he lets this team
we
lose-
got
now
that
to
part.
January,
Yes. After you
the
said he
Premier
was
League season could be over. And I'm saying
It's
that
up
what
to
has
him.
changed with just 10 games into
also
the
it's up
season.
to Arteta.
But it's up to him. But I didn't say because of that they are going to. I said these are games they should win. It's up to
Okay,
him.
no Ahara. True.
Arsenal going to Stamford Bridge, they are starting as favourites.
Why would they not? be
Arsenal
favorites?
going to Stamford
Why would
Bridge,
they
they are
not be
starting
favorites?
as favourites.
Why would they
Well,
not be
when
favorites?
City were dominating the league like Arsenal are dominating, and Arsenal are dominating the league. When you look at the fact that they are not constantly they are scoring goals and they're winning games in the way.
Let me ask you a question. If from now to then, Chelsea have won 5 games in a row, will you still tell me that
And Arsenal have also won 5 games in a
Yes.
row in the manner in which they've
Arsenal
done.
will be starting as favourites at Stamford Bridge?
What's
Yes.
the point gap between Chelsea and Arsenal now?
Five.
If the point gap is still 5 and Arsenal are playing the way they are playing, how solid they look, and Chelsea are playing the way they are playing, conceding goals yet winning games, I still think Arsenal are favorites. And I said, like, when City,
Liverpool, when it suits you, Arsenal is prime Barcelona. Then when it suits you,
no, I'm saying,
when it suits
No,
you,
no, no.
Arsenal is prime
I have
Barcelona.
my reservation about Arsenal, but I'm saying if Arsenal want to win the league, they need, and they keep playing the way they are playing, they go to bridge as the favorites. To be honest, they go to the bridge as favorites. If they got 5 points lead over Chelsea, and Chelsea has to play the way they are playing, red cards here and there, winning games, but some of them conceding chances and everything. Arsenal not conceding chances, finding ways to win, smashing teams, getting on the set piece. When they go to the bridge, what will make Chelsea favorite over Arsenal? Nothing.
Because they're playing at home.
If
You think that counts for
if you win
nothing?
it counts for something. But when City were
is that
were
enough
blowing
to
things away
cancel
win the
out?
league, it didn't matter where they were playing. The only place it mattered for City was Liverpool because most of the time they were competing for the league with Liverpool. But even in seasons where they were competing and Chelsea, they come to
And
the
in
bridge.
those com-
Even when they come to the bridge,
But
those
did
seasons,
you
there was
notice
a
that in
clear
those
gap.
competitions, every time,
Those seasons, there was a clear gap between the top 2 and the rest.
yeah,
yes.
This time, it's pretty close. With Liverpool have not played well, but they are just 5 points off the top. Man City are quote unquote struggling. They are just 3 points off the top.
Yes. Man United is like 6 points.
Man United is just this weekend 3 points off the top. They are coming.
Arsenal will lose for us.
No, it's not Arsenal.
He said 3 points.
He said 3 points off the top.
It'll be top 1.
Chelsea with the red card every game.
Every game, they
Still
are just
5 points.
5 points off the top. So you can't tell me that after just 10 games, you are going to tell me that the season will be over in January because you've looked at
I
somebody's
said it
fixtures.
could be over.
Fixtures
I
which
didn't say
include
they will.
a North
Okay,
London
okay,
derby,
okay.
a North
Okay.
London derby, and Chelsea.
ILCC,
Guys.
don't lie. I didn't say it will be over. I said
You said there's
those
a
are games
realistic
they-
chance it could
There's a
be over by
chance.
January.
But how does
And fix
So
the
you are saying
fixtures
that
you've mentioned
there's a
include
chance
the North
they-
London
At
derby
the Deutsche
and Chelsea.
Bank, at the Deutsche Bank Arena. At the Deutsche Bank Arena. Deutsche
You
Bank Arena.
FIFA self, you know if you score this thing, you can't
At
concede.
the
after
Deutsche
what I
Bank
do to
Arena.
you today?
See,
After what I do to you today, you gave him the talk.
Can you talk say he dey score?
After what I do to you today, today's teacher was there. Your witness day here.
At the Deutsche Bank Arena, Liverpool finally found a way to win a football match after 5 attempts. And some big decisions were made in that game.
The right decisions were made. The right decisions were made.
I said it's big decision. You want to
I'm just
describe
quality it. The
why
right
it is
decisions were made.
big decisions were made in that particular game. And the big decision, one of them, or the biggest decision, was the decision to drop Mohamed Salah. And he played Ekitike, Isak, and Gakpo up top without Mo Salah. Liverpool conceded first.
Yeah.
Then Van Dijk, and then they found a way to fight back. Ekitike with the equalizer. Van Dijk, man of the match performance. Gakpo. So Liverpool played well and won convincingly. I was backing Frankfurt. I have a soft spot for Frankfurt. I'm a Frankfurt fan. Okay. But obviously, Liverpool found a way to win. But forget the game. After the match, the things that are happening, Mo Salah went to. They say Mo Salah has gone to his Twitter. He has removed
everything Liverpool.
His header. It's not everything Liverpool. That's it. They are blowing. I'll state the facts here. You are not a journalist. We are journalists.
From his bio, he has cleared Liverpool.
Everything Liverpool
don't
from his
worry.
bio.
But the previous tweets are all still there.
No. When I say everything Liverpool, of course he can't delete all his Liverpool tweets. It's on Instagram that he can delete all his Liverpool pictures. But everything Liverpool on his bio.
Okay, cool.
His header.
So he changed profile picture, remove the header, and then the description.
Well,
And now Liverpool
The only
fans.
thing is the location be Liverpool.
And the Liverpool fans are going after him like.
Should Egyptians be worried as well? Because then first Egyptians something they down to Egypt.
He changed the Egyptians.
Egypt everything.
Egypt too know they.
No, but you see the nationality, you know, go fit change them.
But the club they play for, you go fit change.
You go fit change them.
At this time.
But Salah, you don't force like you don't want a picture like for take the profile picture. The Christmas tree.
The one but first, on the most serious note,
what's going on there?
Look, it's emotional with the reaction, but I like athletes who have that mentality. Actually, that's me. Look, Salah is not happy he was dropped. Who be you? Drop for who? Isak, Ekitike, Gakpo. Who are they?
Right.
If I'm a manager, I'm respecting a reaction from my best player if he's dropped. But I want that reaction.
Humble and say it's okay.
I want that reaction.
It can be.
I want that reaction to be even evident on the pitch when he gets the next time and respond.
Of course.
So people are saying what they are saying, but there's a reason why Salah is what he is. It's the way they think. Look, I've always said that very successful men and women are few.
Mm-hmm.
So because they are few, only few people who have been there before or are there are able to understand their thought process. That is why when somebody tells me that Ronaldo went to the Euros, he was missing free kicks and penalties, you give the next free kick and penalty to Bruno Fernandes. I tell you that, Charlie, you people don't understand why Ronaldo is who he is. You don't understand how Messi, he couldn't have reached that level cracking under every failure. He will go again and again. And I've seen Liverpool fans more recently come on X and post Mohamed Salah's video of him not passing the ball to Florian Wirtz over the weekend and not passing the ball to Florian Wirtz this weekend. Look, Salah has gone, this is longest goal drought for Liverpool.
Yes.
7 games. He's not scored. He's a goal scorer. If I'm a Liverpool fan, I want Salah to be as selfish and get a goal. Why? If Salah scores and that burden is off him, I can guarantee you the goals are like ketchup. Once the first one comes out,
you start dripping.
So if I'm a Liverpool fan, I want my best goal scorer in there. Forget Gakpo, they will dry up right now. Ekitike, they are nowhere near.
They don't have the consistency level of Salah.
They've not done it anywhere before. So I'm really praying that when Salah has a chance, he tries. And the good thing is he's getting into goal scoring positions. He's missing. And look, Salah is your most creative player. Forget Vets and Soboslai and everybody.
He's been their best player at everything for the past 8 years.
If Salah wants to pass the ball to Florian Wirtz, it's not you, the Liverpool fan at home, that will see it.
Yes.
He sees Florian Wirtz, still he wants to score because he knows that all he has to do is to field his ball hitting the back of the net again.
Then
and that could be it. But you see, not many people can understand that elite mentality thing.
Right.
Normal street boy, your first option is
pass the ball,
because I don't have confidence, I'll pass the ball, then somebody will score. Then nobody will talk about me. No. Salah is not afraid of you telling him that he's missed chances.
Yeah.
That is why he's elite. The way they think is different. The way elite people, not only in football, elite businessmen, high-level successful people, the way they think is different.
They are mavericks.
They are almost self-centered to a certain level. But they need certain things to be going for them to be able to impact others. So Salah needs to be scoring for him to be able to be creating chances.
Because if he's not scoring, he's not happy.
And if Salah is creating chances, you Liverpool, you eat good. So Liverpool fans talking plates that Salah has to be dropped, he has to be dropped, he has to be dropped. I am say.
Some of them have been purely disrespectful. Like,
Look,
No, but wait.
it's just a small patch of bad form. Like, for a player that's done what he's
and
done.
this is why Salah will be angry. Since he's been at the club, this is about his worst period.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's coincided with a lot of changes at the club. And it's coincided with a lot of player profile and many, many things. You brought in Florian Wirtz to come and help create chances for Salah to score. Florian Wirtz going to be more. You brought in Isak to come and score chances. Trent is gone. You brought in Frimpong to come and replace Trent. Frimpong to be more.
Starting.
You brought in Keke to come and replace Robertson. On to me more. Your captain Van Dijk now, he makes the back compact.
Check it.
So there are a lot of things happening around the team that it's not a Mo
it's not
Salah
just a
problem.
Salah problem. Yeah.
For Salah to be able to score the goals he scores and do the things he does, Liverpool's base has to be solid so that he can stay high. Right now,
They're
Salah
expecting
has
him
to
to track back.
Because
And now they're using it to
since
attack
when?
him. That he's not tracking back.
Since when the Liverpool fans
That's
think
like
of Salah
giving
tracking
a
back?
dog a bad name in order to hang it.
This team Ronaldo all over again.
Bro, look, for me, I get why Salah will be frustrated.
Oh.
The first time in his life at Liverpool that he's not played well,
They've given up on him.
you people are
Turn on him.
turning on him, drop him, do this. You're dropping him. People are happy that he's been dropped. Salah is a problem. Look, Salah deleting those things I like the reaction. That has proven to me that he's a proper elite. Like he's a proper self-centered. There are several ways of challenge. Somebody has to delete it to challenge his motion. Somebody to be angry on the bench and walk from the bench. Ronaldo won't delete anything, but he won't sit on the bench and watch you play Rashford and Anthony.
No, that's not the reason why he walked away. He walked away because they told him to go and warm up.
That's what I'm
okay,
saying.
Come and sit down.
Yes.
Go and warm up.
Come
It's okay.
yes.
Come and sit down.
That's what I'm saying.
Go and warm up. Wait, sit there and do the last activity where you
what
job.
is this?
Ultimately, he won't sit there for you to be playing Anthony and things and he's there. You say he's emotional, but that is how he channeled it. Was it wrong? I thought it was wrong to walk out of on his team. But I can't.
No, but you understand it.
I understand the reaction. I understand the
You
reaction.
don't agree, but you understand it.
I understand the reaction. I don't agree Mo Salah went to delete all those things he did. But I understand.
Yeah.
Look,
Make it start match.
if you by this time Isak is hurt. Isak hurt. We cannot get choice. We go start Salah. We go start him. If he dropped Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz was okay. You know, Rich. Florian Wirtz was okay. You're dropping me. Not still my son. He was okay. No,
It's not true. You know,
it's not true that what.
the team they pick you.
What's up? Game no. He can't give some back you. Oh, we give
Chelsea game.
Chelsea can't give some back you.
That be chance. That be big chance. Wait, no be Salah.
That be all.
No be Salah.
That be all.
No be Salah.
That be all. You know what I saw I won the game.
Yeah.
I won the game on Sky Sports. During halftime, the analysis, Florian Wirtz was warming up. Liverpool need a creative. So second half, we come no. We can do this.
Like if he score like he said.
Bro, that be all the guy
Somebody, who was it? Somebody will say, he said, Vince give a low assist. I said, what is a low assist?
But outside the box is the
But someone's dying good there be a low.
no be assist. You pass the ball.
Yeah, somebody shoot it.
Short.
Why be your assist?
So, friends, to wrap up on the Salah matter, I get the Liverpool fans. What fans want is look. That's why.
Undying
That is why
loyalty.
when the fans, Trent was leaving and they saying he wasn't loyal. I said, you people are fickle.
I shock you.
You are not loyal to anybody in the team. Nobody.
After 8 years,
You are not loyal to any player in the team. If you were loyal to any player in the team, you can't say one. You can't even think that Mo
Saying
Salah should be
something bad
dropped.
about Salah.
Like Salah can have a bad time, but your immediate thoughts after 7 bad games will be that drop Salah. You are not loyal.
yeah.
That is after 7 games. So
Yeah.
somebody has spent all his 20 years with the club and is going to have another experience. Then when you say the person is not loyal, you after 7 games, after 90 minutes,
Tell them.
you are telling me that Salah shouldn't play, should be dropped. You and then the player who left after 20 years.
Who has shown disloyalty?
So football fans are like that. I get them. And there's nothing wrong with it too.
Yeah.
I've told you loyalty in football.
But admit it,
You
it's
don't
just
need-
how it is. Yes,
It's
just
that's
how
how
it is.
you football
Yeah.
fans, you want to win. So if it means dropping Salah so that you win, yes, you take it. If you bring Pep Guardiola to your team and your team is losing, you say they should sack Pep because you want to win.
Yeah.
So at the moment, Salah is not playing, wants him to be dropped. I understand how you feel. But I can also understand Mo Salah's reaction. I only hope that his anger is channeled onto the pitch when he gets the opportunity over the weekend. Because I think he plays Isaac Nwepra, Bonuku Humbo, Ekitike, Salah, and then Cody Gakpo. I think they start.
Yes.
Mugakpo no Krawasan, but I'll come to him.
I went to Brentford.
No, friends, yeah.
Yes.
Me, I don't think Salah is struggling. I think it's as a result of the system. Look, there are facts that exist, but there are always reasons behind certain things.
Of course.
The truth is, Salah is not scoring as frequently as he usually does. He's a super starter in the Premier League. By now, he should have hit double figures. That's normal Salah. He has just 2 goals this season. But if you look at the numbers and you look at some of the reasons why, the entire system has changed.
It's changed.
Salah is not now not at the receiving end of chances.
Part of the build-up.
He's part of the build-up. Last season, in fact, if you look at his average shots per game ratio
In the box.
last season, more than 3 a game. 2 seasons ago, more than 3 a game.
And even his average position, where those shots are coming from.
Always very close to the box. This season, his hit map has dropped. He's getting, I think, 1.5 shots per game. He's hardly taking shots. And the location of those shots too.
Problematic.
So, if I ask you, why do you... Then you can, the fact that you can vividly remember the chances he's missing, it shows you that he's not getting them frequently enough. Chelsea, that's Vet's chance, no, boom, and all of it is the same. They play him near post where he missed. The chance he missed yesterday.
Last weekend.
Over the weekend.
Yesterday for pass to Vets, no way he shoots the thing. One shot.
The weekend too, there was one. Pass to Vets, the same thing.
He's getting those chances once a game. Whereas in the past, 3, 4 a game.
And even in the past,
you don't remember why he missed.
Even in the past, he will still miss these chances.
That's what I said.
Salah has never been as prolific as...
he always miss these things.
He has a high volume of chances. So he gives you a high return of goals. That's just how it is. He's those sort of players you need to create plenty for them to score. Now, again today, if Salah was looking at those chances 3, 4 a game like in the past, he will pass to Vase because he has already got his 2.
I'm telling you.
So it is true. The person needs to. Hurricane said this thing. It was Thierry Henry. He said there are different types of strikers. There are some who, when they miss one big chance, they hide.
Yeah.
They're afraid of the next chance. And there are some who, when they miss one big chance, and he mentioned Aguero, I remember, they now want to prove to you
That's a one-off.
So go to that Man City Chelsea game 6-0. Aguero misses empty pole.
Open net, yeah.
Shrugs his shoulders, goes back. Next chance, 30 years, bang, scores. It's like, who the hell do you think you are? Like, I am him.
That game, I was at the wedding, I couldn't eat.
They need to show you that they are the guys. That's why Ronaldo will miss a penalty. And he's praying in the box to get another chance to score. To prove to himself that he's still himself. And to everybody that he's himself. They are just players who are like
last weekend he missed the penalty and scored that world.
That's it. He will do it for you. So for me, and I mentioned at the start of the season that something is going to give. Salah is going to struggle. He's going to have to sacrifice because there's no way you make these investments and you don't sacrifice something.
Positioning conflicts with where Salah would usually be.
It's not even average position. You will not spend 150 million on Isaac and tell him to vacate the box for Salah.
That's what I'm saying. So he wants to score and can score too.
Yeah, and can score.
You can't even tell him
the way Florian Wirtz operates, he operates with the team playing through him. That's him. If you want him to create the chances. Yesterday, he created the most chances in the game.
Was it 2 assists? 2 low assists.
No, but that one said that's not a chance. The assist doesn't... the assist for Szoboszlai doesn't count as a chance.
So when he wasn't sharing the spotlight with Salah,
he was creating the chances. They won 5-1.
Yes.
So the point is, you will not make at the start of the season. Me, I see the thing I talk. Say somebody's going to have to struggle. And to be frank, if you look at it from a technical team's point of view, you are looking at a player who is 34. You've brought in young players who are approaching their peak. You would want to do everything possible to get them to succeed, knowing that this 34-year-old is not going to be around for a long time. If you remember the Salah interview he granted last season, so when Slot walked through the door, he told Slot that he will win the league, but he will have to change the system and let it suit him.
Yeah. He won't track back enough,
He
but
won't
he'll give
track
him
back.
goals. Yeah.
So that was an agreement. I need you to win the league for me and I'll do this for you. It doesn't mean that next season this thing is going to happen again.
Right.
And now the amount of money they spent, over 400 and something million.
They were probably preparing for that.
Something is going to have to give. So now it is up to Salah. Like what Ronaldo has done during his career, like what Messi has done during his career, to reinvent himself and prove his relevance into the Messi was in recent time. Messi know the score. Then as he Messi know the score, is he not the one creating the most chances? He's not the one giving the assist. He has reinvented himself. He doesn't need to score the most goals now. But without him, you will not create. Ronaldo, he doesn't need to run. He doesn't need to track. Without him, no, you are taking 50% of your goals out. So now it's up to Salah to show that he doesn't need a system to thrive.
The system needs him.
Thank you. He can do something in spite of. And for me, again, when you look at players with that elite mentality, I was happy he didn't pass to Vetu.
Seriously. Why should he pass? Who be Vets?
And if you remember, the Club World Cup final, I had the same opinion about the Jackson chance. You need to back yourself. The one where Chelsea fans will say, Jackson no pass to this thing.
Palmer.
Me, I'm seeing the goalkeeper, I'm seeing Poa should pass to you to score. When I'm
if you make PSG lose the final stuff, that's how you do it. The pass ball to
the pass ball. Shoot!
That ball is Ronaldo getting for there. He said make Ronaldo square the ball.
Pass. Salah has shot that thing 1,000 times.
He has scored some, he has missed some.
He's missed some. Nobody will come and say you should pass to this thing. Once I'm Vince, who
be Vince?
If it was Frimpong who was standing, would you say you should pass?
He passed the him.
You people want Vince to score.
You know what? There's
so that you say that the guy so he pay you say matter if Vince was going, ultimately, low key. If you play Salah down the middle, he's a better goal. He'll still be a better goal scorer than Ekitike and Isak combined. Nobody's true. That one is fast.
The reinvention.
They're too afraid to admit that.
The reinvention
that would be an admission that all that money spent on those attackers.
The reinvention that Daniel is talking about.
He wants to win games.
The reinvention that Daniel is talking about, it will be hard for Salah. Because the only way he succeeds at it is to become what Florian Wirtz is, which is not his game, or take on the nonsense responsibility of tracking. When
we can't do it at 30.
When it takes 26 tracking back.
Exactly. So it will be illogical for Slot. That's why I was not happy with dropping Salah, because it communicated something that Salah is not doing the wing.
He's not helping the team.
He's not a winger.
Tracking back.
No, but you see, I don't necessarily agree with that, because Slot is a man under pressure. He bench Vitz 2 games. Look, when a not
manager's
so
job is at stake.
They make all this. Now, last season, we all knew that Kevin De Bruyne shouldn't be starting games, but he's Pep. That's his boy. He'll play. He doesn't care.
But you see that.
But you Slot, you don't have that luxury of
or that credit in the
with
bank.
something. Persisting with something that is not working.
You see, while I understand that, whatever rejigging you are doing should not be at the cost of, or should not be in a manner that leaves your best player incapable of influencing the game. Because see, you can talk all the tactics in the world. If Salah is playing 40 yards from goal, if he's receiving the ball with 3 or 4 players in front of him, he can't create a chance. If he's receiving the ball without runners in front of him, more importantly, he won't find that pass, because the sort of passes Salah plays are not the Xavi or Messi kind of passes. They will find you through a forest of legs. Salah would make that pass when there are channels with players running into those channels. And he will. And that is why, look, Slot needs to be very sensible about this. The other day I was saying on Joy Prime.
What do you think you should do?
The best combinations that will see Liverpool achieve balance does not involve Isak, does not involve Wirtz.
Okay, I'm listening.
Play your Ekitike and then Mohamed Salah. I think a midfield of 4 that provides protection on the right side.
So McAllister, Gravenberg.
Soboslai,
and who?
Soboslai.
That's 3.
Yes, and then you can have room for maybe another midfielder or even Gakpo.
But no Wirtz.
Because you need Soboslai's legs for the balance it gives in the middle of the park when Liverpool do not have possession, but also for the protection he offers to the right back on that side. Because no matter how solid the team is, if you expose any fullback 1v1 in the Premier League, by 3 or 4 games later, somebody will kill him.
Montero.
And you see, the thing about Florian Wirtz is that throughout his life, he's never been required to put in the shifts off the ball that
is why he made 2 assists against Bundesliga team.
Yesterday, someone came to write it to
me on Twitter.
On the commentary yesterday.
No,
someone came someone came to say that it is not for nothing that the 2 assists he recorded last night were against the German team.
The most chance for Liverpool this season.
So even
should I show you Dogu standards?
Oh, Masa, Dogu
first in everything.
He not do anything.
Okay.
He not do.
It's okay. Let's not digress.
He's the first in all the negative stats.
Actually, wrap up for me.
So for me,
Yeah.
Slot needs to be pragmatic here.
Okay.
Final point on Slot. He is becoming a crybaby and it's annoying.
How
it is
so?
not the nonsense. You see, the banter. Me, I can sit here and refer to Arteta as Tony Pulis. It is banter talk. It doesn't necessarily mean I think he's Tony Pulis can.
You're saying this
You, the manager, no. It is not your place to be complaining that Arsenal are scoring too many goals from set pieces. And then 48 hours later, he said United have gone to drop Šeško. And he's noticed the pattern that teams who face Liverpool, they make changes to the squad. Are you now coming to tell teams which players they should field against you?
At least that's what.
Then after that, he went to say that United were playing long balls. When they lost.
He says,
then before the games
they've lost,
I'm coming before the entrance game, they asked him and he said, what he actually meant to say that United had a very smart game plan. He backtracked. Then after the game, he said what Situ Azech said that, the difference between their performance on Wednesday and the 4 games they lost is because on Wednesday, they were able to press the opponents. But the games that they lost, the ball was always in the air. Again, calling back. What sort of rubbish is that?
The man, you are a coach. Max, to be frank, if you the clip that was making, right, if you watch in full context, he was complimenting.
He didn't undermine.
He didn't undermine. It was actually a
but now everything he came to say, guys, you are a coach. You to find a solution that works for you.
And I didn't even think the game against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace were playing long balls.
They played them.
They were playing through you.
This one, I want us to be brief.
Starter, foul, Safi. Masa.
Said in the quarter.
Why they not go cut him?
Because he be baller.
Champions League owners were in action on Wednesday.
Real Madrid.
They won 1-0. Jude Bellingham. Yeah, Charlie. They started the La Liga season very well.
I don't even think so.
They didn't.
No. I think they won
yes, they won, but they didn't play.
Results-wise, it was very good.
That's why they are doing all this season.
Yes. And then...
They've lost only 1 game, drawn none.
Yeah.
Champions League won everything.
If they play for the
But...
In fact, up until that game against Atletico Madrid...
They had won everything.
They had won everything.
They've lost only 1 game this season.
Yes, just that one match.
Just that one match.
And they've won every other game.
But their performance haven't been convincing. However, this is Real Madrid.
They've won 3 out of 3 in the Champions League too.
Real Madrid have never even when Ronaldo and Bale and Co.
They don't start well.
It's not even
Champions
start.
League.
They don't play champagne football.
Real Madrid have never played football that has
you mind blown.
No, Madrid has never.
That is not true.
Okay.
Maybe in the knockout rounds, but group stages. Madrid have
which teams were they meeting in group stages in those days? Which teams?
Top 2. Top 2. The means but 2 always will bring somebody who's
Benfica.
Then you face them.
Real Madrid, even in La Liga, Real Madrid, everybody knows they're a good team. High quality players. The players will carry the team, they will score. But when it comes to a collective play, which the modern day football fan looks at teams through, Madrid has never been
exciting football.
This is Real Madrid. The reason I said this is Real Madrid is simply because they have a super. How many teams have superstars carrying the team? None in this generation. You barely. Every team is doing.
Well, let's go score you 5.
Fair enough. Real Madrid have always had that. When they were winning Champions League 3 in a row, and Barca was still scoring them in La Liga and things. Barca was scoring some.
Barca.
Yes.
As for Barca,
they'll score you some.
Atletico doesn't beat Real Madrid 5.
One-off.
It's not a one-off.
No, that game was one-off.
It wasn't a one-off. If the player make Atletico go score them again.
No, I don't think so.
Any decent team that can string together proper. See, I don't see any difference between Real Madrid and Club World Cup and this Real Madrid. I don't see any difference. You watch.
No.
He said they haven't improved significantly.
You watch.
No. Madrid are still a work in progress. What I'm saying is
There's a lot of work to be done.
no, of course, there's
Hey, Sunday you go collect.
from who?
You
Barca.
watch. You watch.
But first, what I'm saying is
Mbappe will score, but
look, right now people are watching games or people are watching teams wanting them to be the Man City they've become used to, the Arsenal units they see. Real Madrid have never been that unit. Forget it. Real Madrid have always been a team that is trying to be solid for a superstar to thrive. That is Real Madrid. And this season, Mbappe is doing it. Vinicius Junior and co are even happy now to take some back seats so that Mbappe can thrive. Bellingham and co are happy to work hard. This is Real Madrid. Will it work? Only time will tell. But the reason I'm not so worried about how they are playing is because they've never been that team. The reason why I talk about Barca and say Barca are not playing well, because Barca always have a unit.
Team, yeah.
Even if there's a Messi, it is the Messi in the unit.
Yes.
Real Madrid no deal like that. It is traditional. That's not Real Madrid. Yeah, the Ronaldo the Martinez, the Ronaldo them did different level and everything. But even that one safe, they won't dominate game and dominate possession. Barca, you no need. Toni Kroos, we won't pick a ball and pass it from behind to go and score. We'll go and score. But we won't take the game 80% possession. You know, you play some, you get a 45%. Final score 6-1. So
I thought that Jose Real was very good.
Jose Real.
When you say they rely on a superstar, are you saying there is no structure or
not structure? No. Every team has a structure. Remember at their level, they have a structure. They have a structure. What I'm saying is, Real Madrid have never really been a well-rounded, all-rounded team. Like, as for instance,
you are describing a possession center team.
Not necessarily possession center.
I think I'm understanding.
Yes,
I think he's trying to say that Real Madrid have never been a team that have played a certain brand of football that makes you jealous.
We can identifiable. We can hold Barca to a brand of football.
Efficient, they get
we can hold
results.
Bayern to a brand of football. We can hold Man U to a brand of. We can hold Chelsea.
I think that's what he means.
Real Madrid have never been that team that has
a certain style that makes you. Yeah.
They always have a superstar that they. So in the time, even more recently, Vinicius Junior was their superstar. They are playing 3 Vinicius. Obiara the ball in the foul. Toni Kroos will do everything back to Vinicius. Toni Kroos will get the ball and look at Vinicius. Can you go? Vinicius will go and tap. This season is Kylian. So I get what people are saying, but I'm saying that it is Real Madrid. That is who they are. If you want to analyze them and say they are not playing like they are doing,
but therefore they will do well. They have deficiencies. Not excuse what we are seeing this season.
What are you seeing?
Because
they're not conceding goals.
You've seen one defeat in.
They are conceding chances. That's the thing.
Real Madrid have always, even Ramos and Pep. Look, Real Madrid. Real Madrid. Almost every time. One of their best players in every season is a goalkeeper. In the last 10 years, why?
Every team,
they always concede chances, but they will outscore you. That is how they thrive. Real Madrid have never really been defensive.
Every team concedes chances.
Arsenal don't concede chances.
It is one thing concede.
Chelsea didn't concede chances. City under Pep, they were not conceding chances.
It is one thing conceding chances. It is one thing giving off vibes of vulnerability. Mm-hmm. You get that a lot when you watch Real Madrid. That is not their identity.
Isn't that the whole point of conceding chances?
No, what we saw, vulnerable. You can still look solid, and there are things that you cannot legislate for, like individual quality, some brilliant turn of pace in the box, something you cannot legislate for that. The frequency with which Juventus were finding spaces and how they didn't seem to have a plan on those transitions. After the 20th minute in the first half, it looked like they had a hang of it. But then in the second half, that pattern recurred. You look back to that Atletico game, even in the other games that they have won, you could look at that and say, maybe if the opponents had a bit more quality, made better decisions in some of the zones that they got into, some of those passing sequences or game states convert into chances. And that is the problem I have with Real Madrid. That's why I'm reluctant to accept the explanation that they have never been a possession center. We're not saying they should be a possession center.
They've also never been a very good defensive team. You see, the thing about Real Madrid, Madrid have never really been Ramos normally. It was what they were doing on the ball. But when it comes to defending, Ramos and them, Marcelo them, were they defending? So I get it. Thibaut Courtois has been saving Madrid forever. But they've been winning through it. And I'm saying, Madrid need to improve. I get it. They need to improve because there are lots of devastating teams now than maybe before. PSG go fit catch you, disgrace you. Arsenal now go fit catch you, do you something. They do them last season. Even Barca have this season.
Let's go do them already.
Let's go. That one, Atletico Madrid is a one-off. Me, I tell you, be one-off. It's a one-off. And that one, it wasn't down to Ram. It was down to Alonso's mistake. That's starting 11. If you started the team that had won prior to that game, the game is different. Why was Bellingham starting that game?
Yeah, just
there was no point.
It wasn't fully
That
fit.
whole game was poorly managed by Alonso. Everything was on him. 100%.
Okay.
100% on him. So it's a one-off.
Bellingham will start on Sunday again.
We shouldn't
Because
read.
he's fitter. He's much fitter. And he's playing well. But when he just come from there, you're playing against Atletico Madrid at the Metropolitano for what?
Yeah.
Now you've ushered him, eased him into the game. He's playing well. He's sharper. He's fitter. You can start him. But that game was too quick. It was 100%. Why you watch my face like that?
All
They
right.
talk like Alonso be some god manager where you know go fit make mistake again. Alonso. Sunday no foul.
I feel like
That one too go be one off. He will go one off.
But Sunday they then go collect that one.
Real Madrid.
Oh, then go collect.
Oh, this Barca team.
They go collect.
See,
All
this
right.
Barca team.
So,
Okay.
Real Madrid, they got 1-0 victory over Juventus, so good for them. Other games worthy of mention, Chelsea had 3 teenagers score in their game as well against Ajax. They also won that game very comfortably. Esteval, Tariq George, Magui. They all scored in that game. 3 teenagers. That was crazy result. Anyway, so that's that on the Champions League. Let me know what you make of your team's performance and what match week 3 has taught all of us, or match day 3 has taught all of us in this Champions League. Who's your favorite to go all the way? Let's know in the comments of this particular episode. So that's that on the UEFA Champions League. Thanks for watching.